Good morning and welcome to Fort Seller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lynn, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, March 14th, 2022, and it is a day one. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to participate in the Mindful Minute. Mindful Minute is a good way to get yourself to settle. We've got a whole new week ahead of us, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves, and let's not get too caught up on the weekend. It's Monday morning. Let's just focus on all the blessings that are happening right here and right now. So let's just use our eyes for a moment and just scan our environment. Find something that catches your eyes that you're grateful for. And then when you lock in on that item, whatever it is, just study it, look at it, color, shape, how far away is it from you? Is it is it standing in the position it should be? Because I happen to be looking at something that's toppled over, right? Then with your nose, take a breath in. What do you notice with your sense of smell? What do you pick up, and what does it remind you of? With your ears, both of them, just pause and listen. Truly observe what those sounds are. What do you hear? See if it's a sound that you didn't notice until now, because now you're paying attention. And then finally, with your sense of touch, what do you feel? What do you feel with your skin? Whether it's the clothing, the air, the temperature, an itch, all those that you might notice with your sense of touch. All right, now we're going to move into the breathing part. Notice your body, okay? I want to invite you to just notice that you exist, that you're alive. You're probably sitting on a chair. Notice how that chair is holding you up. I'm noticing how this couch is holding me up. And I'm going to use the car breathing method that Finn taught us last week. Go ahead and take that first breath in, allowing your car to drive to the top of the hill, and then as you let it out, let your shoulders relax. Let your car come on down the hill. Very good. Breathe in again. What I love about this breathing method is perhaps once you're done breathing in, you pause, just like the car's at the top of the hill, before you breathe out through your mouth, letting your shoulders relax once again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Settle into your seat. And as you breathe in and breathe out again, breathe in. Notice your body, and notice a part of your body you hadn't thought about as you breathe out. And just study that part of your body. Breathe in. Notice how it feels. What feelings and sensations do you notice? And as you breathe out, simply greet it in your mind. Say hello to it. Let it know that you know that it exists. Breathe in. And go ahead and scan through the rest of your body as you breathe in. And notice other parts of your body that you hadn't thought about today, or even this week. Breathe out. And simply, for a moment, give it your undivided attention. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now continue to breathe, but also, as you breathe in, notice what feelings you brought to school today. Breathe out. Whatever those feelings are, those emotions, don't get caught up in what made you feel that way. Breathe in. Maybe it was somebody, maybe it was something, but don't pay too much mind to that. Just breathe in and breathe out and just simply identify those feelings you brought to school. And notice what sensations they bring to you. Breathe in. What do those emotions make you feel? Even those unpleasant feelings. Breathe out. Let them in. Seek to understand them. And allow them to tell you what messages they need to tell you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now, in a moment, you'll hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may then open your eyes and awaken to the world that is around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Now, whether you have a great day or not, that's ultimately your choice, not your friend's choice, not your parents' choice, not your teacher's choice, but your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and enjoy the rewards. At this moment, please stand and face a flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. Thank you for joining me in the Mindful Minute. Don't forget, we have 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, show that you're respectful. Use your 2 ears, use your 2 eyes, and just observe your teacher. Pay attention when it is her or his turn to talk and give you instructions and to teach. Try to be in the moment. Try to really understand what your teacher's trying to tell you. It'll go a long way with your learning. But don't forget that respect goes back to you too. You deserve to be respected, and when it's your turn to use your mouth to express your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions, everyone else should be using their ears and their 2 eyes to pay attention to you too. You deserve that. And last but not least, show respect to yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, are you proud of the things you've done? Yes, even those things that, well, no one else is watching you do, right? So if at the end of the day you're proud of how you've acted, and that's not to say that you were perfect, but even when you made a mistake, you tried to fix it, then you've had a great, respectful day. Our second B is being responsible with our hands, with our feet, with our homework, with our classwork. When it's time for your teacher to ask you to do a task, guess what? Get it done. Okay? When you can get that, you try your best. You don't have to be perfect, but you try your best and you get that work done. You're showing responsibility. You're showing honesty that you are going to honestly get that work done. But that also extends to our hand and our feet and using them in responsible ways, playing responsible games at recess, right? Using our words in responsible ways, not using words we shouldn't use at school. And last but not least, with our mind. Are we thinking in positive and encouraging ways, or are we allowing ourselves to feel hatred or anger or laziness, right? And if we're not careful, our brains can start thinking and allowing ourselves to be the worst of ourselves. What we want to do is allow our brains to be positive, to be engaging, to be happy if we can. It's okay not to be happy, but to be encouraging to others. And if our mind starts thinking that way, everything else that we do will also follow suit. Last but not least, our third B is be ready. Be ready to learn, be ready to fail. You all know about this. I've already said this. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. The question is, what do you do when you make a mistake? Do you sit around and consider yourself a failure? Or do you say, you know what? I messed up. I didn't do that right. I'm going to try again. And you know what? Over time, some of you boys and girls have come up to me and said, Mr. Lin, I'm not giving up. Sometimes you give me even more details. I'm not giving up in math. I'm not giving up in reading. And that means a lot to me. I love that you're telling me those things, and I hope that you really are doing them. Our character trait for the month is, you know it, cooperation. There's a lot of things that you can do alone and you can accomplish. But there are some greater things that we have to work together to get done. If you're on a soccer team, you can't win unless you have your team working with you. If you're on a football team or a basketball team, same thing. You can't win unless you've got other people working with you. And we can't make this an amazing school if we don't work together. So we talk about the 3 B's. I need you to work together and encourage each other to be respectful, encourage each other to be responsible, encourage each other to be ready. And if we can do that, we as a whole school will be respectful, responsible, and ready. And that takes cooperation. And speaking of encouraging each other, go around and tell people this. I love you just the way you are. I mean that to you. But guess what? I want you to go and spread that message. Go tell other people. I see some of you guys doing that in lunch in front of me, some of you girls, especially in first grade. And I love hearing that. And I encourage you to do it even when I'm not around. Go find someone, a stranger you haven't talked to in a while, and just say, hey, I like you just the way you are. Right? No one's perfect. We're all growing. And I encourage you to encourage other people to grow. All right? I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an amazing Monday.
Whoa, gold! It's all mine! It's all mine!
Oh
It's
my.
all mine!
You're caught.